Okay. Let me just move a few things and close. So we're still good. Okay. So this is Greg's Mind. We are beginning where we left off yesterday before the technical issues started happening. Hopefully they don't happen again this time. But let's see. So like I said, we're beginning where we left off. So we're with Mai and she's examining herself. My hands hover slightly over my body, feeling the subtle energies that radiate from myself. I can't concentrate on my self-examination as my mind continues to play what I saw within the fall before we were all ejected. So, closing my eyes, once again I see my form from omnipresent view, all in colors of orange, revealing myself through my garments, the flow of blue energy through my body and the vortexes where my chakras are. So there are, what do you call it, images, I think, in Eastern practices that like show the chakra system. So that's kind of what I'm basing this off of. It's very simple explanation, but maybe go into more detail with it. But I don't have a picture of that up right now, so I can't really do any edits with with that without bringing up a picture of that. As I breathe in the prana air, my body filling with the energies and dissipating throughout, granting me awareness, life in this present moment. I'm probably going to keep that. And now we go on to the next page. So every time I hit a hotkey, a question mark comes up, comes up because the stupid program doesn't know what to do with it. Let's see. Where was I? Where am I? Okay, right here. So, but there was a dark spot that was once the size of a pebble, but now has grown, engulfing my right side, and I feel an ache there that I can't mend no matter what I try. It's like something is blocking me. So the idea behind this is it's supposed to represent a past wound, a wound that she receives as Rachel. But because that's in all the way in Acts 4 or 5, I'm not gonna share too much about that yet. Maybe later on down the line. Let's see. A voice reaches me as I open my eyes once again, one of the many landmasses directly overhead, and I smile before leaning forward. Okay, so this is one thing about Mother Terra that I like. Well, I mean, I like the entire thing. I'm just saying this is one unique aspect that I like and was shown within my dreams. How to explain it, I guess. So on Mother Terra, it's basically what we see as the sky currently is like not there. In Mother Terra, they see like currents of water constantly, and within those currents of water in the sky, they see land masses. So like if we have a landmass here, like we're on this landmass, there is a landmass like upside down and like facing down. So that's how it is in on Mother Terra. But anyway, my sight a mix of what I was seeing before with my eyes closed as it carries over before fading, but I see a boy looking down on me. He's a void, nothing like I see on my own body. It's like no soul is standing before me, but there stands set, looking at me, a broad smile on his face. So I would need to do more edits later on in the other chapters to figure out if all this is actually going to stay describing Set, because he's a major character later on. Well, he's a major character in the story, so. He has a pleasant expression as I stand before him now. Suzumi said she'll be with you too shortly. Why would she send you? I questioned him. She is still troubled by her fall. I think she's afraid to see the priestess. The priestess. He says with a grin, Shaman Lu is consulting her and her parents. He has no hair atop his head, and I can't recall ever seeing him within the fall, nor the others. It was just the two of us, I and Suzumi. I hold my tongue because none of this makes sense to me. I want to speak with the priestess before I jump to any conclusions that Set may not actually be here. He's imaginary. He's here for Suzumi, for something yet unknown to me. So I mean, I can probably still use it. I just don't. I mean, I would have to describe it differently, because again, this is from like the fourth draft, and in the fourth draft, Set doesn't have as large of a role as he is gonna have in the fifth draft. So basically, I considered him imaginary in the fourth draft. So let's see. I approach him holding my arms out, testing if I am right while maintaining our conversation. She shouldn't be afraid, I answer him, and he sees my open arms as inviting as we hug. I can feel him, he is here, but how come I never noticed the void before? I hug him tightly as his head rests on my shoulder before we part. He is real, so he's basically just testing to see if he's real. Priestess Kayla's voice rattles around my mind. My Suzumi, she's speaking to both of us as I see Suzumi crusting the root rod, her wings disintegrating behind her. So again, the home is on a giant tree that has fallen, and Kayla's home is on the very edge of that fallen tree. Something on the mic. And so Kayla's home is on the edge of that tree where the root rod is, and where the hole that's like when the tree tipped, there is a hole there, and that's when they do the fall ceremony from the previous chapter, which I think I already explained why I'm not sharing that right away. Anyway, and then they all have butterfly wings. They can sprout butterfly wings if they want, because it's creative. When you're writing a story, you can be as creative as you want. You can make them all turn blue for whatever reason, as long as it makes, I guess, logic sense or story sense in the context of the story. You can do anything you want, and I think a lot of books and stories just limit themselves to we have to make it realistic. We have to make it seem like it can be possible or something, and that's not fun. If you want to have fun, just do whatever you want. So anyway, one second, I want to just move this down a bit more. So anyway, I bring my attention back to Set and pat his bald head. You may leave. Thanks for telling me she's coming. A wide grin on his face as he spins on his heel to see Suzumi and laughs. Bye, you two, he waves before he starts running and drop off the root rod before I see him flying away with Darban and speckled black butterfly wings upon his back. So they're having fun. Suzumi sees me and turns her head away shyly. It's like we never knew each other before. We're both new to one another and I don't understand. Suzumi, she walks by me and heads for the cloth covering the opening that has a hand-stitched floral pattern. Kayla steps out and motions for us to walk forward, happy for a chance to talk with her after these exciting events. Where was I? Let's see. Okay, but Suzumi, who walks in before me, seems gloomy out of it, and that irks me. Her cornflower locks windswept over her face as she parts them, her eyes just as mystical as they gaze upon me with her sky blue irises. She gives a pleasant smile and beckons me inside, putting the cloth to one side so I may enter. I knock on the frame, telling her home I've arrived, as is our custom. A strong aroma of incense fills my nose as I enter her hazy abode. So again, I've added this a lot already, so for the most part it's probably gonna stay the same in the fall story, in the fall version. Her usual easiness still there, even in her tense posture as she flows with the wind, even here, although she is trying to control herself, so it looks like she's twitching as she joins us inside. So this is what I mentioned in the previous stream, that it always looks like she's twitching if she tries to stop the flow of energies through her body. She still wears her clothing from the ceremony. She hasn't changed out of them yet. Taking a seat upon one of the few stumps therein, she keeps her home nice and clean, always dispersing the many heavy energies which could congregate here. I laugh, trying to ease the mood as Kayla claps and Suzumi pouts from her own seat. Can you explain it all again, what happened? Kayla is momentarily still, but claps high in the air, once more doing so when she wants to make her intentions known and to disperse any stagnant energies around her. Glad we all came out of that unharmed, she says, ending her clapping, slowing down with a bit of hesitation, which is unlike her. Arms still rise as she slowly drops them. Are you two alright? I nod while Kayla holds up a hand, a static ball forming between us and a sliver of objects appearing within the small ball as it drifts to an edge. And it comes out, and as it comes out and starting to disintegrate before Kayla takes it between her fingers, plugging it from the orb and making it a part of our fractal. So I'm between calling it a fractal or a reality. Either one works to me. And then the static bar is something that we'll hear a lot of. I don't have a technical name for them, the static bars. And basically, the idea is anything you can imagine, you can pull out of this static bar. It's like a replicator in Star Trek. But anywhere on Mother Terra, you can manifest the static ball and pull, I don't know, what do we have? I mean, you could probably pull a pen or something out of it. I mean, you can pull a pen out of it. You can pull anything you imagine out of it as long as you know how it's made, basically. And most of the people on Mother Terra know how everything can be made and is made, so they can generate anything from the static bars. Let's see. I have to nudge Shizumi next to me as he seems out of it, but nods. I'm doing fine. Kayla, I ask as he parks up. Shizumi. She responds staring at her. Tell me what you saw during your fall. She raises her head and begins speaking frankly, although she's timid as she regales us. A wolf with a human body came before me. So, again, this is in the newer version that I wrote up of the fall, but I'm not sharing that because it's, to me, while I was reading it, it would have been too confusing to explain everything about it, because even I need to edit it enough to make it flow and make it make sense. Right now it doesn't flow, it doesn't make too much sense, and I need to spend a lot of time thinking about it to get it to where I want it. So this is like a light summary of what she saw. A wolf with a human body came before me, but then it was just a head, then human again. Possibly it bit my shoulder. There were many of them. I can only interpret, but this sounds more like a dream rather than a memory, she says, as she fumbles with the seed in her hand. Okay, so that's what she was doing. So she pulled a seed out of the static ball. So probably should make that make sense, but it's more of a reading right now. Someone who protected you vanished, and then someone who else, represented by the wolf, came into the picture. Wait, what about me? I didn't see any of that in the fall. Shouldn't we have all seen the same thing? Priestess Kayla rises a brow at my outburst. I have the two of you here for a reason. Please wait until I address you. But you are right, everyone should have seen the same thing. She turns to Shizumi now. The energies of Mother Terra were chaotic during your fall. Why was I shown that? She asks, her voice trembling. That wolf. She bangs her hand against her chest as a ball of light blooms forth and from her wolf mask. She grips it out. Yeah, she grips it out of there. This isn't my mask. So they were talking about this earlier, and these masks are made of wood. And she's realizing that this wolf mask isn't hers, so we'll get to that eventually. The oh wait, okay. Where are we? Here we are. The fall was split for us. The dream was all that Shizumi saw, and I saw some wasteland before. My heart sinks as I remembered at the remembrance of the large dragon. I saw a dragon in the wasteland before we were ejected. Then it took me to some place called Tokyo. Long ago, it was noisy. I didn't like it, but I could tell Rachel was very used to it. She looks on at us with intensity, and I wonder what use is there in talking about any of this. But she grows from stone to smiles. Let's go from a stone expression to a smile, to a smile. So she goes from a stone expression to a smile and has a slight laugh as I sigh, mimicking her as Shizumi gasps. I saw the dragon too, and something else. Priestess, please tell me what is happening. What did we see? I knew a girl named Kyoko. I was mad at Kyoko for some reason. I believe you two have been here since the last... Okay, so this is actually speaking. Okay. I believe you two have been here since the last fall, when darkness retook Mother Earth. I unfortunately can't get into it with you two because they are your memories and I can't share what I know lest I create false ideas and memories within you. Both of you have unlocked a deeper memory into your own past. Her eyes flash into her owl eyes that I've seen on her a few times. She raises a finger, pointing at the dark spot I couldn't understand before, or why it has gotten bigger. Shizumi looks over to me. Priestess? Both of you, let me address you two together instead. You both have so many questions, and I won't be answering any of them. Okay, what? Shizumi stands, and I'm about to, but I've known her longer. I know her answer already. Shizumi, what good will it do for me to give you the answers you're seeking? What good would it be to know something is true or false when you yourself never came to that conclusion and just believed what you were taught? But what do you learn by being taught what to think, what to do? Nothing, I add in my thoughts. You learn nothing because you yourself never came to that conclusion yourself. Well, it's good to rely on you, priestess. Our truths are different than yours. We can't agree with you when we don't know you. We don't know what you know. Kayla looks astonished at my words while Shizumi glares at me. She can tell us. She can't. She shouldn't. Maya is right. You wouldn't learn a thing by me telling you the answer, and I've already said why I won't. You lack the understanding to make the right decision, and you just follow me without proper insight into why. She twirls the seed in her hand as she flicks her other hand, and dot flows through the air towards us. The fall opened up both of your wounds so you can explore them further. Far more light is shining on it now. Thus its size, she looks at Shizumi now, and impact has increased. So we're going to finally fix why I look like this, why I have this dark spot on my side. I've been patiently waiting to. She holds up a finger before her as I quiet down. It's not that simple. Let me just teach you two. I don't have your answers, and those answers I do have, you must find yourself. I found as I understand those emotions from Rachel or the other one, Charlotte. Kayla looks amused. You're both going to fall back into old patterns you used to experience. The fall reawakened them, and more so in you, Suzumi. Be careful to maintain control as you'll become overly stimulated by these auto energies you used to crave. Or graceful and flowing movements becomes sporadic. We good? Wait, is Steam not downloading something? No. No. Are we back? Eh. I believe we are back. Possibly. The crap. Okay, we are beginning. I'm not sure where it cut out at, so I'll begin like right up here. I'll begin right up here. Okay, Kayla looks astonished at my words, while Suzumi glares at me. She can't tell us. She can tell us. She can't. She shouldn't. Mai's right. You wouldn't learn a thing by me telling you the answer, and I've already said why I won't. You lack the understanding to make the right decisions, and you just follow me without proper insight into why. She twirls the seed in her hand as she flicks her other hand, and dot flows through the air towards us. The fall opened up, and the dot flows through the air towards us. Yeah, that's fine. I'll fix that later. The fall opened up both of your wounds so you can explore them further. Far more light is shining on it now, thus its size. She looks at Suzumi now, and the impact has increased. So we're going to finally fix why I look like this, why I have this dark spot on my side. I've been patiently waiting to. She holds up a finger before her as I quiet down. It's not that simple. Let me just teach you two. I don't have the answers, and those answers I do have, you must find yourself, I found. As I understand, these emotions are from Rachel or the other one, Charlotte. Kayla looks amused. You're both going to fall back into old patterns and you used to experience. The fall reawakened them, and more so in you, Suzumi. Be careful to maintain control as you become overly stimulated by these auto energies you used to crave. Her graceful movements of flowing movements become more sporadic as she's filling those energies herself, as if she's filling those energies herself. You handle them well enough as you have already experienced them. Just a matter of remembering how to control yourself. A smile comes to my own face as I laugh it off, trying to get Suzumi to join in, but she remains stern. Part of me aches. Part of me knows she is right, that this anger towards her is now a well which can overflow at any moment. I watch her bring the dart before her, poking a hole in it as she drops the seed, and she looks up. Suzumi and I both do as well, and I hear thunder and wince. Rain starts to pour from the small dark cloud that has formed within her home, isolated to only the plant she is watering. Your energy is in the physical. Your energy in the so your energy in the physical. So she's given a demonstration, basically. She answers as the water starts to dampen the soil, and almost instantly a plant starts growing. Priestess Kayla's eyes are intently on the stem that comes out of the dot quite quickly. I don't like this, I tell her. She grins as the small storm cloud gets larger, encompassing the entire room as it grows. All of us now getting wet. Your emotions, the storm that fuels change. Yourselves are the seed that have been planted by your soul to grow and to learn. You grew roots. She passes. You grew roots. Come on. She passes a hand over the soil as it vanishes, and we see the white roots. They take in the emotions you two bud and learn. From. The seed grows. I have issues with tenses, and I'm still here. Stop popping up. I need to change the hotkey for that. She grins as this. Yourselves are the seeds that have been planted by your soul to grow and to learn. You grew roots. She passes a hand over the soil as it vanishes, and we see the white roots. They take in the emotions you two bud and learn from. The seed grows into a plant, and is growing even now. She waves a hand above herself as the ceiling now vanishes, as we all see the sun streaming through when thunder booms and a small cloud. As suddenly the plant sprouts quickly all around the room, thanks to the rain and sun. Suzumi and I watch in awe as Kayla continues speaking. Patches of the storm cloud vanish as beams of light stream down, directly touching each unfurling leaf. Each new leaf absorbing light, absorbing understanding, each new branching stem giving new life to the whole. A bud starts to bloom as she claps a hand around it. "What are you doing?" Suzumi asks. "Stress," she says simply, as when she opens her hand, the bulb dies, falling off. There wasn't enough understanding, yet not enough emotions to let it bloom. "You did that yourself," I say, but then I understand why she did it. Yes, sometimes we end up holding ourselves while we grow. She does so again to another bud before it blooms, as this time it wraps itself around her hand and up her arm. She's able to snake her arm out of the vines, as lightning now strikes the tip of the flower as it blooms into many roses, beginning to burn. I feel dizzy, as if drifting out of awareness for a moment. A thought not of my own comes to mind. What is happening? So this is Charlotte slowly awakening. Kayla watches as the plant burns due to the lightning, as the fire begins to travel around the stem. New growth struggling to bloom as the fire splits into two, following two different paths. Sometimes an outside force causes us to change, and then we must. The fire that is traveling around changes. It looks like it's as if it's a dragon consuming the plant. each bloom that tries to flourish bursting into fire before fading with smoke. So too does the storm cloud as it clears up, so only patches of white clouds drift aimlessly in the room. The dragon comes to the spiral that was leading up Kayla's arm. Around and around in a circle it goes. The Ouroboros, a lesson never learned, repeating over and over again. So I need to figure out how to include the whole feedback loop I recently figured out into this, but for now it's as is. Look, Suzumi says, as the other dragon rides the stem as they connect back onto themselves as the two dragons meet and form two circles. Then connect as it blends into one dragon eating itself before us, drifting in stillness. A lesson needs a new perspective, a new course, something to disrupt the repeating pattern, lest we get the full lesson, which leads into a new one over and over again. That is what I wanted to teach you two. You two learned these lessons long ago, but without proper context, you'd never be able to understand what you are going through here and now. So I am sharing with you that. The complete lesson is when you learn, and then a new lesson begins, hence the second circle and the connecting head of a single dragon, thus the infinite possibilities as one lesson is learned and a new lesson begins, always learning from the previous lesson and onto infinity. But if you don't learn, you're just going around in circles like you saw. The dragon then stops staring at the two of us as the dragon charges forward. We watch it go between us, yet remain seated as it spirals around us, and we watch it before it arches back towards Kayla as the fire it's made up of slowly becomes nothing more than smoke and then thin air as Kayla waves her hand to the ceiling as the roof is opaque once more. You two have a very interesting journey ahead of you. She now stares at me coming forward, gazing into my left eye, the one that's now blue. You too, Charlotte. Are you awake yet? You there? I push her away gently. Stop that. What are you talking about? You have a past life aspect within you, actively right now. She tells me, Charlotte, I think stalled a bit. Was it due to the storm? She questions, staring at the clouds still within her home and giggling, and then turns away. Suzumi, I have a gift for you. Please come here. So, and then this is where I'm trying to fuse two different chapters together that basically say the same thing, and I'm supposed to reread it. Let's see. Oh, okay, so we're near the end. Okay, whatever. I want a gift too, Suzumi. So this is my saying she wants a gift too, but At least that's a good cue to tell me if the stream ever cuts out. This thing goes dark. Let's see. So I want to give to Suzumi proceeds forward as from over her shoulder I watch, and she smiles at her. For you to hear, she says, slipping a hand into the sleeve of her outfit, and giggles to herself. I can't read her mind unless she allows it. I have no idea what she's given to Suzumi as I see her pulling out a black rope. Come take this. She pours it out the rest of the way as a large sharp tooth falls because of its weight. I stare at the necklace as it's passed from Priestess Kayla to Cor. I see ash marks upon it, bleached surface, a glyph or rune. So I don't know if I needed to include the necklace or not. It was a previous plot device and it may still be needed or not. I don't know. I recognize it as being from the young ones, beyond Ouroboros. They dare not wander here. I've always wondered where the name comes from, and Kayla smiles. They have names just like any other animals, but they in general are called young ones because they haven't connected with their source yet. They act entirely off of instinct. They don't wander into the village borders because I am here, and many of the men and women won't allow it even if they did. They are lost, I ask, as Suzumi feels the weight of the tooth, the aura that radiates off it of protection, that I can tell is on it. Kayla shakes her head and releases the necklace to Suzumi as I have unintentionally outstretched my own hand, wanting a gift myself. Kayla looks down at my own hand and turns away. Suzumi doesn't notice me reaching for the necklace now, but as she looks back up, turning to back away, I retract my arm. I don't understand why I want that necklace. They'd be demons then, but yes, they are young because their souls are young. She answers and waves a hand now as the ground moves, and both of us are taken out of her home, left standing in front of the cloth opening that slowly falls back into place. Kayla, I call back, but I hear nothing. I wanted to ask about Set as well, and to that a soft laugh drifts through my mind. Your intuition is correct. He's there for Suzumi's growth. Don't let it bother you too much. And your gift is already with you. Suzumi's lessons are your own as well. Lessons you're now learned from. Don't let your emotions get the better of yourself, else it will pour over and you won't be able to control yourself. Calm yourself. So that is all of the Ouroboros chapter. I mean, I basically said everything I wanted to while reading it. That's kind of it. But I mean, I think I did really good with the descriptions and dialogue. I prefer dialogue over a lot of like detailed paragraphs. But I mean that it's part of writing. You need to do both dialogue and the detailed paragraphs to like explain the situations and whatnot. But I think we are gonna end it there. Not much else to say. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And hopefully people like what they hear and wanna learn more about the story. I mean, that's why I'm sharing it. I want people to understand why this book is special and why they should support it, basically, and why I'm writing it. It's a long story, but that is about it, and I think we're gonna call it. So have a good night or a good day, whenever you want.